Korea. You've probably heard about its nuclear weapons, strict regime, and those iconic military parades. But today, we're not here to talk about politics or diplomacy. We're here to uncover the fascinating and sometimes downright bizarre world of North Korean music. So it's got everything from ancient instruments to synth-pop, but with a very patriotic twist. Let's rewind a few centuries to traditional Korean music, or Gugak. Think of this as the OG playlist of the Korean peninsula. Instruments like the gayageum, a zither with 12 silk strings, and the janggu, an hourglass-shaped drum, were the stars of the show. These instruments weren't just for entertainment, they were the soundtrack to daily life, ceremonies, and even romantic serenades. In North Korea, these classics are still celebrated as symbols of pure, untainted Korean heritage. Fast forward to 1948, when North Korea officially became the DPRK. Music suddenly had a new job, singing the praises of socialism and, more importantly, the ruling Kim family. Forget breakup songs and dance hits. North Korean anthems were all about loyalty, revolution, and working hard in the name of the state. During the Korean War, songs like "We will defend the front lines of our revolution" became rallying cries. I don't know about you, but I can't imagine blasting those on my way to work every morning, let alone those being the only options. Okay, so here's where things get a little wild. In most countries, record labels are all about finding the next big star and raking in cash. In North Korea, the government is the record label. Every song, lyric, and note needs state approval. If you thought your boss was strict, try writing a love song in North Korea. Unless you can sing your way into this man's heart, it's not happening. Still, creativity finds sneaky ways to shine. Musicians often use subtle metaphors to sneak personal touches into their work. And while Western music is officially banned, smuggled CDs and USBs have been bringing global hits into the country. Yes, there are North Koreans secretly jamming to BTS and Taylor Swift. Here's a fun fact: during rare public concerts, the audience is often guided on how to react. Imagine clapping in perfect sync, because if you're offbeat, someone might take notes, literally. That's the level of control we're talking about. It's like being at a concert where the ushers double as music police. Okay, but wait, because it gets even weirder. At the DMZ, the world's most heavily fortified border, both North and South Korea have been known to broadcast their music across the divide. It's like the ultimate music showdown. On one side, South Korea blares K-pop bangers, hoping to outshine the propaganda-filled ballads of the North. The result of this? A bizarre symphony of global pop meets socialist anthems. Just listen to this recording of propaganda being played from the North at the border. So while South Koreans can stream these clashes online and debate them in the comments section, North Koreans rely on tightly controlled state radio stations, which only play pre-approved content. Forget Spotify playlists. In the DPRK, the only algorithm deciding your music is the government. Let's compare this to South Korea, just across the DMZ. While North Korean music is all about praising the state, South Korea's K-pop has taken over the world with its catchy beats, flashy visuals, and crazy dance moves. South Korea is a cultural powerhouse, while North Korea's music scene is like a time capsule wrapped in propaganda. I'm sure at some point, whatever music you, the viewer, listen to, it's been influenced by South Korean music in some way. Feel free to debate me about that one in the comments. Okay, so back to North Korea. North Korea isn't completely stuck in the past. They've kind of embraced some modern tech. Enter the Moranbong Band. An all-female pop group hand-picked by Kim Jong-un himself. Think of them as the North Korea's answer to the Spice Girls, but with more synthesizers and a lot of patriotic lyrics, of course. Their concerts feature electric guitars, laser light shows, and choreographed dance routines. It's like a Eurovision performance if Eurovision were controlled by a totalitarian regime. Meanwhile, the rest of the world has moved on to streaming, digital production, and global collaborations. North Korean musicians are stuck in a bubble, unable to share their art freely or experiment with genres. But hey, at least they've got synthesizers now, right? Okay, so if you're like me, you're probably wondering, what about regular people? How do they enjoy music? For most North Koreans, music is part of daily life, but it's more like a mandatory part. Schools, workplaces, and public spaces are filled with songs glorifying the state. National holidays bring massive performances where citizens sing and dance in perfect unison. It's all very Black Mirror meets Glee. But secretly, many North Koreans love listening to smuggled foreign music. It's a small taste of freedom in a world where choices are so limited. Then there's the Arirang Mass Games, a festival/spectacle featuring tens of thousands of performers. It's a jaw-dropping display of synchronized music and dance, but also a reminder of how tightly controlled every aspect of life is. Performers practice for months, sometimes even years, to achieve that level of synchronization. Rumor has it, if you're out of sync, you and your family may be severely punished. So how far has North Korean music come? For ancient instruments to state-sanctioned pop bands, it's evolved, just not in the same way the rest of the world has. While technology and globalization have revolutionized music elsewhere, North Korea's progression is like watching a VHS tape in a world of Netflix. But even within these constraints, music remains a powerful part of life, offering moments of joy, expression, and for some, quiet rebellion. And who knows, maybe one day music will play a role in opening North Korea up to the world. Until then, the beats of the DPRK will remain a mix of tradition, propaganda, and resilience.